Trying to find my way in a crazy world. Stay off the streets, you know what they do to you. Stay in school, don't sell drugs, don't do drugs. You know what happened to you. They put you behind bars, send you to jail. You will never get to see your family. You'll never get to do stuff that you wanted to do. Your dreams have failed. Trying to find my way in this crazy world. I'm trying to find my way. Yeah, crazy world. Yeah, to find my way.
In this maze of life, the walls are closing in. I can't fold now, who gonna be a father to prince? My life's on rinse in a cycle that spin like the leaves that fall from the trees and fall. Gotta pave a way for my daughter Ivona. In school about the cats who gon' wanna fill up on her. Never give up your treasure for a fool's pleasure. This world is a beast, don't let it eat you for dinner. Cause
Trying to find
in this crazy world, I'm just trying
to find my way.
I'm just trying in this crazy world. I'm just trying
to find my way.
and I'm against the law.
Peace, family. Peace. That's all we trying to do out here, man. Just find our way in this crazy world that we living in. All right, peace. What's going on? This is the Gifted Justice coming at you one more time, with a nice lesson for today. Pardon me for the wait. I know I've been away for a minute. Hopefully next time it won't take this long to come back at y'all, but I've been busy, handling work, putting in work for the people, doing a lot of studying, just trying to stay on top of my toes, but I'm back at you, man. I'm back at you. But today we got a nice, beautiful lesson for today, man. A beautiful lesson for today. It is called an affidavit to support your passport application, So, yes, we have a nice affidavit to support that passport application for everybody that, wants to have state citizenship status. Everybody wants, the American national status or whatever without the use of your private social security number. Yes, we do have that affidavit ready for you. Ready, it's hot, fresh off the presses, and ready to roll. You know what I mean? For anybody that's talking about, they got denied for their passports. But first and foremost, before we get into that, I want to dive into this one topic for the people, just to put y'all on notice, just to put y'all on board, so we're on the same page here, because there's been a lot of people, a lot of trolls. That's expected, that's no bother, but one thing that does bother us is, you got these people that's out here begging for free paperwork, now. We get emails on the daily. We try to answer all of them. We do answer all of them to the best of our knowledge, but we get these emails and, you got people that's out there, claiming, they're poor or they're living in their car or they got kids or they can't afford this and can't afford that. But they want work done. They want you to do work for them. I've read several of Free Inhabitants emails where, they just, begging for something. Now, in life, you have to pay proper consideration. You know what I mean? Every man deserves his just due. Free Inhabitants been studying for several decades. Me, myself, I've been studying for several decades. We've been putting in work. We've been going through, and on top of that, I've actually went to school. I've acquired my paralegal certificate from a highly accredited university, Rutgers University, so, we've been taught certain things and we've experienced certain things. So it's not like, we're just out here freelancing and, just going off the top with this stuff. No, this stuff is well studied. We're well read, and it's definitely worth. It'll be worth your consideration, to make those donations, man. Because we have to live. This is our jobs. We work for ourselves. We work for the people. We're here for you. We could bring you to the water. We can't make you drink. We could shine a light down the path, but it's up to you whether or not you want to walk down that path. So anybody that's hitting us up for free stuff, you have to take into consideration the work and the time that we put in to make these things happen. So no ill will, no hard feelings. We just ask for proper consideration. Because a lot of information is put out on the YouTube channel, so anybody that pays attention and listens and goes and studies and looks this stuff up for yourself, you can easily do what we do. It'll take some time, it'll take some work to put in, but you have to put that in. Now, on the other hand, if you want us to do the studying for you, if you want us to submit paperwork for you, or you want to donate for paperwork and stuff like that, that's it's definitely a donation fee on top of that. It all goes to a good cause. We're out here trying to live just like everybody else. So with that being said, I just like to say, please, stop hitting us up. If you have a question or two, it's okay. We answer emails, we answer questions all day to the best of our knowledge, but as far as, paperwork and putting things together, we have to be, we have to get our fair share on that shake, no hard feelings, but that's just the way it is. You have some people that write us long paragraphs trying to explain their story and this and that. That is what the consultation call is for. Even if you don't have the float or the monetization funds to afford it, you can at least make a free will offering or a good faith offering, a gesture. It's all in the gesture. It's all about how you go about these things, So peace to the family. Thank you all for the donations. Thank you all for the inquiries. Thank you all for watching the channel. Please continue to share. Please continue to like the page. Please continue to subscribe. Put us on to your peoples. We're trying to build something here. So I'd like to say thank you and continue to support. All right. Now, with that being said, today's topic is about an affidavit in support of a passport, because you have, they passed a few laws and I wouldn't even call them laws. They passed a few statutes, few rules saying that, you can't acquire your passport if you do not include a social security number that was issued to you. But that statute or that code is not right and exact, So I'm going to point out a few things here, and then we'll get to, we'll get to this right here. Give me a second. Bear with me, family. Bear with me. Okay. This is the law or the rule that the tried to drop on us, that everybody's talking about. Oh, you can no longer do this and that. Never tell me. Only a coward does what they can. The real do what they must. Okay, right here. 2417A. USC. That's the United States Code. As you see here, it says revocation or denial of passport in case of certain unpaid taxes. All right, now, these unpaid taxes, what they're talking about. They're talking about certain home taxes, land taxes, Child support, that's a tax. Income, that's a tax. Uh, Hold up. Child support, income, tickets. All these things are taxes, one way or the other. It's all commerce. It all reverts back to banking, So they're trying to codify that they can deny you under certain things, certain privileges and rights that we've been granted. And that's just not true. Okay, now we're going to get down to the meat and potatoes of it. Revocation or denial of passport in case of individual without a social security account number. Denial. Except as provided under subparagraph B. And if we roll back up here for a second, subparagraph B is limitation for return to the United States. So they're saying that it's okay if you're trying to return back into the United States. All right. But it's not okay if you do not include the social security number issued to that individual or includes an incorrect or invalid social security number willfully, intentionally, negligently, or recklessly provided by such individual. The Secretary of State is authorized to deny such application and is not authorized to issue a passport to that individual. Okay, now we're going to dive back into why, even though they codified it in US 22 USC 27714A, that it doesn't matter. They can say anything. I mean, at one point it was illegal it was in law that black people cannot ride in the front of the bus. Just because it was legal, did that make it lawful? No. At one point it was legal for them to deny black people to be in school or for schools to be segregated. No, it was illegal for schools to be desegregated, So now what happened? It's legal now, right? Or is lawful. It has always been lawful, but it wasn't legal. Just because something is legal does not make it lawful. All right. We'll get to this word repugnant in a minute. But Article 4, Section 2, Clause 1 of the American Constitution states, the better to secure and perpetuate mutual friendship and intercourse among the people of the different states of the Union, the free inhabitants of each of these states, paupers, vagabonds, and fugitives from justice is accepted. That means, if you're wanted for a crime or something like that, this does not pertain to you. But you shall be entitled to all privileges, immunities of free citizens of several states, and the people of each state shall have free ingress and regress to and from any other state, and shall enjoy therein all privileges of trade and commerce, subject to same duties, impositions, and restrictions as the inhabitants thereof respectively. Okay. The people of each state shall have free ingress and regress to and from any other state. Ingress and regress means to and fro. It means in and out. You have the free liberty to do that at will. Without proper due process, those rights cannot be infringed. Now, I'm going to break it back down to how the laws or how their rules and codes and statutes, if they're repugnant against the Constitution, it makes them null and void. Now we'll break up the word repugnant. Okay. Repugnant is an adjective. It means contrary, contradictory, opposing, or directly from Latin repugnatum, which means to resist, fight back, oppose, disagree, incompatible. All right, which those laws are, or those rules are. Now, I bring that word up, repugnant, because Marbury versus Madison states all laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are what? Null and void. Null and void. Remember that. That's what any of these statutes and codes that are trying to deny our liberty and our right to travel, our mode of movement, they cannot and shall not infringe on these rights without the due process of law. Marbury versus Madison. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Okay, we'll go to a statement by Thomas Jefferson, which is one of their forefathers. Every law consistent with the Constitution will have been made in pursuance of the powers granted by it. Every usurpation or law repugnant to it cannot and have been made in pursuance of its powers. The latter will be nugatory and void. Another one, null and void. Null and void, folks. William Davie of Pennsylvania. This Constitution, as to the powers therein granted, is constantly to be the supreme law of the land. It is not the supreme law in the exercise of a power not granted. The supreme law of their land. So regardless of what their state constitution says, regardless of what their local municipal ordinances are, if any of these laws are repugnant against the Constitution, it's null and void. But it's up to you, it's up to us to show and prove these things. So when they tell you you cannot travel because you haven't issued the social security number, does that even make sense? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because in all actuality, these social security numbers are not ours. They're theirs. They are theirs. So we'll go back to another declaration. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 13 reads, everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Everyone. Everyone has the right to leave the country, including his own, and return to his country. You see that? You see that? So without them properly serving you, without you having proper due process, they can't deny you of these rights. So please start fighting back, start issuing these documents and letting them know who you are and where you stand, and that your rights and liberties cannot be infringed. Okay. Kent versus Dulles states, Justice William O. Douglas held that the federal government may not restrict the right to travel without due process. The right to travel is part of liberty, of which citizens cannot be deprived without due process of law under the Fifth Amendment. If that liberty is to be regulated, it must be pursuant to the law-making functions of Congress. Freedom of movement across frontiers in either direction and inside frontiers as well was part of our heritage. Travel abroad, like travel within the country, may be as close to the heart as an individual as the choice of what he eats, wears, reads. Freedom of movement is a basic in our scheme of values. Travel abroad, which means leave the country. You get it? Due process of law under the Fifth Amendment. Now tell me this. Now, anybody that has had their passport denied or revoked, have you been awarded due process? Huh? Tell me that. Or do they just deny you without explanation and all this and that? You know what it is. There's no due process involved in their scheme of things, you know. But it's up to us to fight back. It's up to us to put them on notice, you know, because if we don't, they will continue to do what? Step all over our privileges, step all over our rights, you know. Now let's get to this Social Security number, right? How they're violating their own culture, their own status by even asking for your Social Security number. Okay, pardon me, y'all. Let me get to this real quick. In a second. Okay. We can go to the Privacy Act. Here's the codes and penalties for any company, organization that violates and asks you for a social security number at that. Okay. 42 U.S. Code 408, the penalties. Anyone who discloses, uses, or compels the disclosure of the social security number of any person is in violation of the laws of the United States. Anyone who conspires to commit any offense described in any of these paragraphs shall be guilty of a felony. Upon conviction thereof shall be fined or under Title 18 or imprisoned for not more than 5 years or both, except that in the case of a person who receives a fee or income for services performed in connection with the determination of respective benefits under this chapter. You get it? So they can be sent to jail for even trying to force you to disclose the social security number, you know? So there's just many things. There are many things that we can bring up. There are many things that I could pull up from the Privacy Act of 1974 to anybody that compels you to use your social security number, any government agency, they must have a list of things of why they need it. From questions 1 through 4, you know, and that's not what they do, right? They don't really tell you the nature of what they're using that social security number for. We know what they're using it for. They're using it to tap into the private side of your account. They're using it to monitor you, monitor your mode of movement. You know, it's all commerce. It's all commerce. We must become private individuals. You know, everybody has the public side, but you have to, you have to learn how to exercise that public side when in need, when in need. But I say that to say this, we came up with a nice affidavit to support passport applications. So anybody that's having any problems with getting your passport without using your social security number or your birth certificate, you can hit us up. We have it for you, and we're not worried about, trolls and people that, stealing paperwork, trying to resell it or this and that, because our minds run 24/7. Even when we're resting, even when our eyes are closed and we're resting, we still conjuring up different ways. So the application will change. We get better as time goes on. So that first application today, January, it'll be another application. But you know what? That application is going to be better and more informed and include more things in it. So it's only going to get stronger. So anybody out there that wants their passport without the use of the social, without birth certificate, hit us up. Of course, a donation is involved because our time, energy, and effort was put into this, and it will be well reciprocated. Anybody that has any questions, hit the comment section. You can email us. Keep it brief, keep it simple. But if you want to get into these long paragraphs and if you need, a better explanation of things, it is in your best interest to donate for that consultation. You will either be consulting with Free Inhabitant or myself, Gifted Justice, or we have in many instances, both of us can be on the phone at the same time. But we must be properly considered. Consider our time. So consideration is a must. Can you please continue to like, share, comment, support? I want to thank everybody that has donated, everybody that we've been working with. Thank y'all for the support. It's very well appreciated. These are our jobs. This is what we do. We're here for the people. I could easily go work for a lawyer's office. I could easily go work for an administrative office. I could easily do a lot of things, but I choose not to because I feel like I'm on not the other side of the law, but I'm on the right side of the justice scales. That's why they call me the gifted justice. And thank you once again. I appreciate y'all. Anybody that needs that application, please hit us up. And good luck on your power struggle. I mean, good luck on your fight. Continue to fight. Stop letting these people bully you. Stop letting them, run you through the ringer, saying you can't do this and you can't do that. It's not true. Only cowards do what they can. So with all that being said, remember we have that application. It's nice too, family. It's very nice. It's very nice. I'm proud of the work we did on that. We're ready to start putting it to use more often. We've already, submitted it a few times, but so we're gonna keep that fight. We're gonna keep our foot on the necks of the beast. And with that being said, peace to Free Inhabitant. Thank you for sharing your channel with me. And everybody out there, thank y'all as well. So anybody that needs that affidavit in support of passport application, hit that email down below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So with that being said, this is Give the Justice out. Hope to see y'all again very soon. And remember, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once. But he don't really die. Why? Because he becomes a martyr. Anybody interested in some of this music that I've been playing, the Stone Soldiers, Angels Inc. /99 Attributes. You could Google us, check us out. We have nice positive music for the people. And all right, so peace. Thanks for listening. And we're going to take you out with the Stone Soldiers once again. Peace.
Like the walls are closing in. I can't fold now. Who gonna be a father to prince? My life's on rinse in a cycle that spin like the leaves that fall from the trees and fall. Gotta pave a way for my daughter Ivona. In school about the cats who gon' wanna fill up on her. Never give up your treasure for a fool's pleasure. This world is a beast. Don't let it eat you for dinner. Cause trying to find in this crazy world. I'm just trying to find my way. Just trying in this crazy world. I'm just trying to find my way. And I'm against all odds. Through my struggles and all, I still reach for the stars. I crush any wall that's in the way of my cars. And I need to be free, they got us trapped in the storm. Family dying of this cage in the belly. Half our youth in the grave for their 20. No fists and knives, just autos and semis. Can't hustle cause they using their own product. Heroin got these dudes going psychotic. They walking against the grain, they the next target. Me, I'm just trying to live, so I move cautious. Protect the home, violate, and I launch rockets. Trying to find in this crazy world. I'm just trying